Well, I'll tell you this. This is what I can tell you.
What?
You guys are invited on the duck boat. How about that? I could
Nah,
get you
you
an
know
all
what?
access.
I'm off
I'll get you
Boston.
an
I'm
all
going to
access
Cleveland.
pass. All access pass. We're gonna go to Carmelina's. We're gonna eat at Carmelina's on
I
my
can't. They don't
boy
like me in Boston.
Damiano. My boy Damiano is gonna hook us up. We're gonna get some great Italian food in the North End. And then what we will do is be on the duck boats and y'all can see what it feels like.
They don't. They don't. They don't like me in Boston.
I'm off Boston now. I'm going with Cleveland. Yo, what's going on? Once again, another episode of Straight Game Podcast. I got my boys Mike Bibby and Eddie House ready to get this thing going. So the season is over. All the predictions that we had, now it's time to put up and shut up. Who do y'all got winning it, winning the championship or coming out the East and West?
I'm gonna let Mike go first because you already
I
know
think-
what I'm finna say.
I mean, I like the Lakers right now. Actually,
Oh,
come to look at it, I don't know. I mean, just the way that they're carrying themselves and Luka and LeBron. Like, I don't know. It's gonna be hard to see somebody either the Lakers or Oklahoma City. I think coming out the West, and I'm gonna have to say either Cleveland or Boston. I might have to go with Boston, man. They've been there. They've been there before.
yeah.
I mean, you never know. You know what I mean? I think it'll be 7 games is hard to beat somebody in 7 games,
Yeah.
especially defending champs. So I think it's going to be hard to beat them, but I think it'll be a good series between Cleveland, Boston, LA, Oklahoma. If they're even on the same side, I don't even know if they're on the different sides or not, but those two are the top 2 teams I have coming out both sides.
Now,
So, Mike,
agree.
you didn't really stand on nothing. You
What
just
you
kind of
mean?
played. Bro, you gave me 4 teams, bro.
Yeah, there's a Final Four. You know what I mean? They got
All
4
right,
teams
all
got to
right.
meet.
All right. What you got, Eddie?
Well, you already know where I stand.
We already know who you
on
got in the
mine.
East. Tell us who you got in the West. We don't even want to hear nothing about the East. Just let's hear who you got coming out the West.
In the West, hey, you know what? The Clippers might be a team that could knock some motherfuckers out. You know what I
Yep.
mean? I don't know. They got a battle against Denver in that first round, I believe. And they definitely are a team to contend with. Kawhi is looking like the old Kawhi. He's looking healthy. He's knocking down his
He killed the
mid-
Kings in the first half the other day.
Yeah.
Huh?
22 in the first. He had 22 in the first half.
I'm
against the
telling you,
Kings.
he looking like the old Kawhi. You know, all rest. Think about this. He's as fresh as he's gonna
He
be.
said all rest.
Yeah, he had all rest. He on the all rest team this year. You know,
Yeah.
not on NBA. He on all rest team this year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He as fresh as he could be right now. And
Came
so
back when it counts.
at the end of this is all that matters. Nobody's going to if the Clippers get to the conference finals or NBA finals, nobody gonna say anything about the fact
Nope.
of the matter. Oh shit! You know what? He set out X amount of games. They're gonna be like, "Ooh, Kawhi took us there." James Harden was playing. James Harden playing at the all-time
He
level
was
right
killing
now,
too.
all NBA level. So,
Zubac is balling too.
Yeah.
Zubac is balling. Powell is balling.
Yeah.
Like Powell could have been an all-star this year. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So when I look at it, I'm thinking like the Clippers is a dark horse in the West. The team that everybody is expecting is OKC. Everybody that's thinking is the Lakers, okay? But again, the dark horse to me will be the Clippers. The Lakers, I just don't think they defend enough, and they don't have enough size to me.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
so-
They just don't have enough size.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say it, bro. I know we've been at it all season long. I do think Boston is gonna come out. I mean, y'all.
Damn. That took you a lot to say that.
It did, dog. It took me a whole lot, man, because, you know what I'm saying, Eddie in Boston and the love-hate relationship, all that type of stuff. But when you talk about hooping, they are the defending champions. And when they're healthy, like, they are a freaking problem. I don't care if Jason Tatum take contested mid-range shots. The boy's 6'10", and he got a lot of game. And Jalen is a dog, and you got Drew and Derek. And I don't know about
73 still ain't gonna do it for me. 73s ain't gonna cut it.
Yeah, but if they have to turn it on and like flip that dog mode, they got the players to do so.
Sound like a hater, Mike, over there right now.
Who, me?
Yeah, you sound like a hater over there right now.
You know, that's not in my blood, but I've always said 73s come on. But you know how it goes in Boston. When they're winning, the crowd's amazed. They're going to be crazy out there.
Yeah, for sure.
And when they don't, I seen them with paper bags on their heads too.
You seen that? We don't talk about them days. But look, I don't know about them days. I never lived through them days right there. But what I'm trying to say is that if they are knocking down the thing and the crowd is amazing, it's definitely amazing. If you think about how the team is played, you know, how the team is, they're so deep, you know what I mean? And you got to look at the depth of a team, you know, and that's what I look at. It's like, how deep can you go into your bench? Even when, because shit could get raggedy. You know what I'm saying? Shit could get raggedy sometimes, and you gonna have to go into your 9th, 10th guy in rotation. It might not be a guard, it might not be a big or none of that. It might be a big, it might be a guard, but what I'm saying is that you have to do that. And then when you do that, who can you rely on? And we've been able to rely on guys for a long time.
Eddie, tell me this: what team is the biggest threat to Boston coming out of the East?
Themselves.
You ain't worried about Milwaukee. You ain't worried about Cleveland.
No.
None of that.
No, I'm not.
He said the only team that can beat them is the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where you really lose me, bro. To be honest with you.
No, see, this is the thing. If you want a team that you feel like you are a championship caliber team, at the end of the day, you don't fear nobody, and you're not worried about nobody else. You just saying, we got to be on our thing. You know what I mean? We got to be on point with what we doing. You can put your thumbs down all you want, Mike.
Not because you put a thumbs up. You see the thumbs up on the screen. I was going to try to give you a thumbs down on the screen.
No,
hey, I hope they give you a raise. How much you be pumping them? Did they raise your money?
I got one last year, so I should get another one this year. You know, because yesterday's price is not today's price.
You ain't lying.
So out the West, I'm not going to flip-flop like Mike is doing, choosing about three or 5 different teams. I'm going to stick to my guns and say OKC. I do think the Clippers are really good. Obviously, the Lakers are good. I think Lakers don't have a bench. I think the Clippers, man, they are scary, in my opinion, because Kawhi is that dude, you know, accompanied with James and Powell and everybody.
They got a pretty good half-court defense, too.
Yes, and Ben Simmons. We've been really hating on Ben Simmons, but...
Come on, Ty. I watched the game the other day. I didn't even know he was on the team.
Yeah, I didn't either. I ain't gonna lie. but
they said Ben Simmons. I turned around and looked.
Yeah.
Who they say?
I thought he was off the league. I thought he was off the league for a second.
He's on the Clippers. I heard that on the screen.
Let me say this real quick for y'all.
Okay.
Real quick. Okay. To put everything in perspective, right? Because I know you guys think that I'm a Celtics homer and it's this, because I am. I am. I'm ride or die Celtics, for sure. But at the end of the day, name me 2 other guys that aren't superstar players, not top 3 players on their team, that could go get you 40 on any given night.
Ooh. It's a bunch of those guys.
Peyton Pritchard. No, ain't a bunch of
Eddie.
I'm going to tell you this. Peyton Pritchard.
Because he shoots 23s a game.
No, Derek Pritchard and Derek White, they have 40 points apiece. And guess what? The only players in Celtic history to have 40 and 40 as teammates. There's been no other Celtics that's done that. Guess what they also did that night? They made 19 threes. Between them two,
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
but
saying.
that's
And
not
that's
common, Eddie.
that's history though. So if you
Okay.
have that opportunity, if you did it once, you could do it twice, right?
No, I'm not rolling with that.
No,
You know why I'm
no,
gonna roll with
no.
that? You know why I'm gonna roll with that? Cause if she winks, she gon', you know what I mean? If I knocked her once, she gonna come right on back around. Believe that.
That ain't
So
got
you
nothing to
got
do with.
that's
Ain't
a
got
horrible
nothing to
example,
do. That's
Eddie.
that's
terrible. That was
everything to do
terrible.
with it.
That was terrible.
If you did it once, you could do it twice.
No.
But the percentages, the likelihood of it happening, anybody can close their eyes and hit a half-court shot with 100 tries, but it'll take 100 more tries or 200 more tries to do it again. And so the likelihood of that happening is slim
But we
to
ain't
none,
talking
bro.
about that. We ain't talking about that. We talking about guys that hoop and guys that can score. Peyton Pritchard had 34 last night.
So what? It's
That's
the
the last
end
game.
of the season.
It's the
He
last
had
game of the
40.
season.
And
Yeah,
then
it's the end of
34.
the season.
That's the end of the game. They have people playing.
Can you
they
get
have people
34
playing
in
on
a
the
game?
They have people playing in the stands and from
Mike,
the Lakers
Mike, you
game.
know this. Mike, you know this. How hard is it to get 34 points in a motherfucking NBA game?
Not
It's
hard.
not
but
that hard at the end of the year, bro.
What? I don't care who you playing against.
Not at the end of the season, no.
I
Nah.
don't care who you playing.
Nah.
Man, that shit hard to do, man.
Not at the
Stop
end of the
it.
season. But not when they
Stop
bringing
it.
people out
Back
the
in y'all
crowd to
day
play.
it was, but not right now, bro. Back
Stop
in
it,
y'all
man.
day,
True.
but not right now.
True.
Stop it. It's
Bro.
hard. It's the same, man.
I'm not
It's the
counting
same.
on Peyton Pritchard and what's that other dude's name?
Derek
White.
Derek
White.
I'm not relying on them to score 40 to help us out if shit ain't
Nah,
going
you
But
right.
we ain't looking for them to score 40.
But what I'm saying, if I'm not looking at them to if the shit don't go right with the stars or Tatum and Brown, I don't have enough faith in them to be like, okay, they gonna hold the fort up if we don't
They
bring
could
it
get
tonight.
they could get 16, 17 when them other
Yeah.
when the other cats get 30, when them other cats get 25. I'm telling you. See,
But they
I
have
watch
to be
it
hitting
every
threes.
day, so
All they
it's a
do-
different story. I watch
But they
it
have
every
to
day.
hit. They have to be hitting their threes though. If they ain't hitting their threes, they ain't scoring that.
Man, are
Yeah.
you serious? I should be pulling this shit up, man. I should have had my numbers ready for you niggas because you motherfuckers over here think that all we do is
Say-
shoot threes, and,
Yeah.
and
Eddie,
that's not what it is.
73s in the game. That's a lot of threes.
That was one time. It wasn't 73s
And this-
either.
So was that 40-40, Eddie? That was just one time.
No, they got 19 threes. They made 19 threes. Well, I'll tell you this. This is what I can tell you.
What?
You guys are invited on the duck boat. How about that?
No,
I can get you
you
an
know
all
what?
access.
I'm out
I'll get you
Boston.
an
I'm
all
going to
access
Cleveland.
pass. All access pass. We're going to go to Carmelina's. We're going to eat at Carmelina's on
I can't.
my
They don't
boy
like me in Boston.
Damiano. My boy Damiano is going to hook us up. We're going to get some great Italian food in the North End. And then what we will do is be on the duck boats and y'all can see what it feels like.
They don't like me in Boston.
I'm off Boston now. I'm going with Cleveland.
Yeah, well, go ahead. Ain't no, hey, I've never heard nobody say I'm going to Cleveland on vacation.
I heard anybody say I'm going to Boston either.
Oh, you tripping? Yes, they have.
Hey, please. Nobody going to those.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
ain't
going
gonna
to
even get
Boston for
started.
vacation
So-
either.
So first of all, for the people watching, I got on this gray UPS looking shirt because we just finished
That ain't
the
a bad
draft.
shirt, Ty.
Oh,
That's
it's
a bad
not?
shirt. That's not a
I
bad shirt
appreciate
at
it.
all. Gray,
Appreciate
you
it.
can't go wrong with
That's kind
gray.
of clean.
Yeah, you
I
can't go wrong with
appreciate
gray.
it.
Jeans, you know what
I
I mean?
appreciate it. Shout out to Aaliyah and I. We just drafted her. And Harmony Turner, man. We picked up 2 valuable pieces for this year's season in the W. We looking good. Say, Jewel was in town last Friday, and she who? She is a problem. We got Jewel Lloyd, Chelsea Gray, Asia Wilson, and Jackie Young. Come on, man. We gonna win this thing again. But anyway, we ain't really talking about the.
See, so now, wait, time out.
What?
I got to give a timeout. So when I say we going to win this thing again, you want to hate on me, but now I'm supposed to be like, yeah, y'all about to win this thing again.
No.
See what I'm saying?
It's different. Let me
straddle
tell you the
fence,
difference.
dog. I
Let me
think
tell
y'all
you the
gonna win it
difference.
again. How about that? I'm rolling with you instead of rolling against
Yeah,
me.
but Ty-
roll with me.
Appreciate you.
Ty has other thoughts on other teams. Who's going to beat the Celtics? The Celtics? Who's the Celtics going to be playing against? The Celtics.
That's the truth, though.
They got to be playing. It's got to be some competition. Somebody going to give them a run for the money.
Hey,
Facts.
But what you mean run for your money? Like what kind of run for your money?
Like it's going to be.
Like do we run 100?
They ain't
and
gonna
I
run.
Win by
they ain't gonna
3
go
seconds?
16-0.
No, we didn't go 16. We went we went 16-3 last year.
Yeah.
Who cares about
Well, who
last
gave
year?
them
The
run for the
Celtics don't
money
even have the
then?
best record in the NBA. So obviously they're not the best team. So they are susceptible to not winning it. But you would never admit that.
But I will tell you this. I'm gonna give you a nugget just so you don't know. Understand me? You know what I mean? Let me get popping my shit one time. You understand me? We do have we tied for the best road record in NBA history. You understand me? And that was the 73 win Warriors team. You feel me?
This year?
Yeah, this year.
Okay.
Clean your ears out. I'm talking to you. You know what I mean?
Damn, man, we're getting personal, man.
I'm talking to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, put a Q-tip in that motherfucker. Pull that sugar daddy out that bitch. You know?
Hey, let's go to something. Let's go to the firings.
That's crazy.
Coaches.
Dirty business.
Let's talk about the Grizzlies in Denver
So,
in
the
the middle of
Phoenix?
the season. Yeah, but Phoenix happened at the end. At least their season was over. Grizzlies.
But after 1 year?
I've seen that coming though.
Yeah, you can't be that. You can't come out that bad with those guys you have and expect to keep it. Ain't no way.
Yeah.
Okay. After 1 year, and ownership chose him. He got 1 year. He got 4 years left. $40-50 million left. That means nothing. Like
Guys are getting paid $60 million a year. 50 over 4 ain't bad.
But sometimes it just don't work. Like we all know, Bud is a real good coach. Is that fair to say?
I don't know.
Bud is a good coach.
Okay, so if it don't work with this group, you make some changes, and I don't know what changes you make, but you know, but good coaches just don't grow on trees, bro.
But what group when you got KD, Book, and Bradley Beal? That's a hell of a foundation.
They're the highest paid in the league.
Right. At the end of the day, we all seen that coming. Like I said this on, I want to say it was either the Cowherd and Breakfast Ball. I said it on, I think maybe both of those shows where I said KD is up out of there, Budenholzer is up out of there. And I really believe that. I don't know if, now I knew Budenholzer was for sure going to be up out of there, but KD, depending on the coach to come in, he might run it back, right? He might, but I don't expect him to run it back. I think he up out of there too. And
what coaches out there can do a better job than Budenholzer?
I don't know.
Man, they're gonna start having no coaches in a minute. Watch. It's just gonna be all players. Watch, and just people that could chime in and just help them with stuff. And they're gonna run their own team, sub themselves out. But you know this shit's bad when a coach grabs your arm to talk to you, and you throw the motherfucking arm off.
Yeah,
that's over with.
Yeah. I mean, like if I was Book, you always want to. It would be great to play your whole career in one city, but I think. For him, if I was him, I'd go somewhere else, man. Just there's nothing left. Like even when I was in Sacramento, I got traded from Sacramento to Atlanta. I didn't want to leave, but I knew it was time to go. You know what I mean? And I don't know if anything could save this Phoenix run.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's. I think there's some ownership on both ends, and obviously it's a players' league, and obviously we don't know all the behind the scenes what's going on with Budenholzer and Book and KD and Bradley. But after 1 year, when things don't work out, you just jump ship. I think that's weak.
But you
know what I'm saying?
You can't be 11th place.
You talking like a coach.
But you can't be 11th place with those guys in your team.
Yeah, no, you can't. You can't miss the playoff or even be in the play-in with those that caliber of talent that you have out there. And it's not like they missed a substantial amount of time while they were together. They are actually played together. You know what I'm saying? You got to just
Yeah.
look at it like he lost the locker room.
Yeah.
Somehow, somewhere,
Yeah.
some way, he lost the locker room and they wasn't playing for him. And as
Yeah.
far as the one in Memphis, Mike, when we
Yeah.
talk about that coach,
Yeah. Taylor.
I thought that was bogus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Taylor Jenkins.
Yeah, I thought that was a bogus move, man. I thought that was a
Yeah.
bogus move
Why?
because I just felt like they were in a position, they have been playing well. They have been doing everything that they like what you would want them to be doing. Nobody expecting them to be the number 1 seed, number 2 seed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They did what they could do with what they had, and he did what he could do with what they had. But it's very similar to what's the other coach that just got fired?
Mike Malone.
Mike Malone,
Denver.
right
Yeah.
there in Denver. It's almost like the message fell on deaf ears. You know what I'm saying? Like
He
What
sounded
message?
pissed.
From coach to player or management? I mean, what message?
I think it's coach to player because at the end of the day, the coach has to have the ears of the star players, right? And I'll say this because I don't know. I never was a star player. So let me ask you this, Mike. Has a coach ever came to you and asked you any question? Because you was a star player in Sacramento, right? Has a coach ever came to you and said, hey, I'm thinking about doing this, doing that, this, that, and the third? Or did management come to you and say this, that, and the third about what they trying to do?
Woody did. Not so much in Sacramento. I mean, maybe towards the end of my Sacramento, like when I was scoring a lot of the points. Not when I first got there. Maybe towards the end. But definitely in Sacramento. I mean, definitely in Atlanta. Woody was doing that. Woody always ran stuff by me. Saw what I thought. But like you could tell with Malone in his press conference, he's like, they don't listen. I tell them to watch film. They want to watch film. They don't want to do this. They don't want to do that. And that's how that shit's going to start getting. That's why I said,
Yeah.
you ain't going to have no coaches in a little bit because, they're so dispensable to where you can just, okay, 1 year, shit, they can make it 50 million. We're going to ride with that 50 million.
Yeah.
Get somebody else for another 50 million.
Yeah.
You know what I
know
mean?
what's so crazy is let's just talk about Memphis right now. All the stuff that Ja has gone through and what he's currently going through. I remember, I want to say his second year, he took his team picture with his grill in his mouth. His rookie year, second year, third year, he has this persona as if he's not a professional athlete. I don't know where he's from. I don't know what he has gone through in life. But at some point, change is required to progress in anything. And it seems as if he hasn't changed some of the bad habits that he was doing before he's the star of the team. And how hard is that to coach? When your superstar is doing things, and I know y'all done talked to him, you know he done read the memos, and now your superstar is doing things contrary to what the coach is saying, and that's how you lose a team, right?
Go ahead, Eddie.
Mike,
Go ahead.
I'm not gonna go like this. At the end of the day, I'm not gonna say this. How a motherfucker want to move is how a motherfucker gonna move, right? Regardless, they grown men, and we've seen this from forever. If you are performing on the floor, shit gets pushed to the side, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And we'll go to the greatest of all time, Michael Jordan, who is my GOAT. Who's your GOAT, Ty?
Michael?
Who's your GOAT?
MJ.
Okay, cool. So we all agree on that one. Hey, we'll be out all night gambling, golfing before games and all that shit. But he come out here and he perform, he do his job. Because you do your job. So I don't think that, like, if I got a grill in my mouth, if that's how I want to rock, then that's how I rock. You know what I'm saying?
Like even in some
if I
one of
want
those
braids,
pictures,
if I want braids, if I want dreads,
you know what
if
I mean?
I want braids or dreads, what does it matter?
Go ahead, Mike.
I wore earrings in one of my team pictures and shit too. So I mean, it's just like shit. I got some big ass earrings I'm wearing in the photo shoot.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's how
earrings and grill and Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan represented the league and the Chicago Bulls at an elite level. Had nothing to do with him golfing or doing what you were saying. That's two totally different experiences, right?
The difference is social media, though, Ty. The difference is social
exactly.
media.
So you got to move different, right, Eddie?
Yeah,
You got to
I
move
don't think
different.
I don't think like if I had a grill in right now, like is that gonna make somebody look at me different?
Yes.
Why?
Yes.
Why?
Regardless of the why, the answer is
No,
yes.
no,
And when
it's
you
why though.
representing, okay, tell me this. Would you be looked at unprofessional if you went on Boston TV with a grill on?
No, they would love that shit if I did it
You
one
lying. You
time.
lying. That's
I
cap.
know I'm not lying.
That's cap, bro.
No, it's not cap. Cause I wear a hoodie and I wear a sport coat, and
I'm saying a grill.
they love my shit. But if I
That's
did
fine.
it, no, but it's the way that you present it. So if I present it as it's like, oh shit, look, oh we out here winning, yeah, look at how we doing this, and they might be like, oh we love that shit. Look at it, he out
Or
here with his grill. You know what I'm
you
saying?
say
And
they might
I'm
be.
talking about the bosses. I'm not talking about the people. I'm talking about
You,
the bosses. They will
yeah.
fuck with it because they will say, "Oh shit, that's just him being him." You know what I mean? They know that I ain't no motherfucking gangster out here that's out here with the persona that it looks. Maybe I put it in when we win, right?
Okay. Okay.
I had a vision, right? Let me tell you this real quick. I had a vision. This is funny because I haven't brought it to him yet, and this is news break. This is breaking news right here. So when we win games, I go put my polo robe on. This is why I say I'm gonna put my robe. I haven't did it yet. I'm waiting for the playoffs. Put my polo robe on and have a cigar. What's the difference of having a cigar in my mouth as opposed to having a grill in my mouth?
Cigars is like a sign of celebration.
Come on, bro.
Why is that?
Come on, Eddie.
Why
Eddie,
is that?
Come on, bro.
Because that's what they've done in the past. You smoke cigars
Because that's
when you
what
win.
Red Auerbach did, right? So if I did the other thing and had some gold ones in there and had my robe and my cigar, they'd be like, look at him. You know what I mean? They would love that. They would eat it up. But guess what?
Come on.
I'm not doing neither one of those.
Why? Because you gonna stay professional. We all know dang well what a grill represents, the persona,
What
the
does it
assumption.
represent?
And come on, bro. Come on.
Talk to me.
We all from the hood, right?
What do we
all from
what do we
different hoods
represent?
and different in different states, different cities. We all know what that represents. And so now accompany the grill with the gun video. Accompany the grill with the second gun video. Accompany the grill
That's the main thing.
with the gun gestures. So that grill represented everything
I don't think it's the grill. I think it's more so the gun gestures, man. Anything else? And getting caught with the gun, like it's
So
getting
the only
caught with the
thing-
gun. It don't. I don't think it has nothing to do with the grill, brother.
No.
Grill,
The grill was before the gun.
yeah.
So
I don't think that had
the
anything
grill
to
was
do with
way
nothing.
before the gun. The only thing I say about the grill, you're representing an organization that only ties grills to a certain type of person, right? Right. So they don't know a grill is just style, but what they see on TV is the people who doing certain things have grills. We all know it, bro.
But it's
And
the
so-
it's
but-
really the
but-
gun. It's really the gun, though, bro.
But okay, the gun. Just
Let me tell her to
forget
bring
I
my
said
shit
the
over here
grill.
real quick. No, I'm just playing.
But my point is, as good as Ja is, and he will continue to be, the main story is not his own core productivity. It's the other stuff. And you know damn well Taylor Jenkins tried to massage that or tell him in a way that he's not offended. Because we all know it's a players' league. He did it. Management did it. Management talked to Taylor, hey, go talk to. We all been in the locker rooms where the superstars get away with murder. And now they are a subpar team with poor leadership.
What did they say he got fired for?
I've
don't
heard
know.
things about Mike Malone, why they say, and I think Mike is a dope-ass coach. He's a
He's a good
dope-ass
coach.
leader. Mike is phenomenal, right? And sometimes your season is up. But I haven't heard anything about the reason why Taylor. They were fifth in the West. They've dropped to, I want to say, eighth in the West. Along with all those injuries, they were still fifth in the West, and they fired Taylor Jenkins.
Y'all want to
Come
know
on,
what's
man.
crazy about that? Think
Yeah.
about this. Think about this shit right here. You have a team in the Denver Nuggets that fired their coach that is
Yeah.
what, fourth or fifth in
Yeah.
the West at the time. Then you have a team that is in, I want to say they were sixth when he got fired. He wasn't eighth. They weren't eighth. They're eighth right now, but I think
they're eighth right now.
Yeah, but I think they were sixth when he got fired.
They were ahead. They were
Yeah,
They
ahead.
were
they
fifth,
was-
Eddie.
So
They were fifth.
So you had two teams fire their head coach when they were in the playoffs, not the
Right.
play-in.
Right.
With at the end of the season, I think that's unprecedented shit that we never
Yeah.
seen before, and that leans to tell me that because there's no way that management came to Jokic and was like, "Hey, we think about doing this move right here," and it's not about he said yes. I just think that none of those guys said no. You know what I mean? Like none of them said like, no, this is our guy. You know what I'm saying? I think they all wanted somebody else. The message kind of fell. Whatever they.
Why? Because he telling them what to do. Like
No,
he was,
I don't. I don't know. That's what I don't know.
But he came on. He came and had his interview. Like shit, I'm telling him to watch
seen
film.
that.
And then you know what I mean? Like he was on. Like they stopped listening to like what is the coach supposed to do?
Ooh,
You know what I mean?
you know what? That's a great point because I said this. I was on Breakfast Ball with Craig Carton, Mark Schlereth, and I forget Danny's last name, and I said the problem is the guys that are in the league right now are these AAU guys. Okay.
Yep.
They came up in AAU, and AAU you get coddled to a certain degree, and when you get coddled like that, a coach might not coach you hard because he doesn't want you to move on to another team.
Yep.
And now what's happening, it's the same shit that's happening in college basketball where a guy doesn't like where he's at in college basketball, he just goes to the transfer portal. If we transfer back in it, and I don't want to sound like the old man, get off my lawn type shit, but I'm just talking about old school versus new school. We had to transfer and sit out a year. And that was serious for us. We didn't want to be a fucking extra year cat. We was trying to be like, man, we're trying to get this shit done as fast as possible. Let me get up out of here. You know what I mean? If it took Mike, it took you 2 years, it took me 4 years. I didn't want to have to take 5 years to play college basketball. You understand what I'm saying? To be like, oh, I'm trying to get to the league. And so a lot of these guys, Ty and Mike, they don't want to get coached. And a lot of these coaches in AAU are scared. They're scared to lose that player.
Let's talk about what the Sixers did and the Blazers did with their coach, and then we can talk about the trades. You know what I'm saying? So the Sixers just confirmed that Daryl Morey and what's their head coach? Nick Nurse. They will come back. But check this out: the Blazers extended Chauncey Billups and Joe Cronin after a 36-win season. Like, talk about that, because it seems as if they see something, like they're patient. They're understanding with the development of the players.
Ain't nothing happening there, Ty. Ain't nothing happening there. Ain't nothing happening there.
Which team?
Portland
or Philly?
Portland. Ain't nothing happening there.
But, okay.
I would say this. Let me give you this. Because I called the game when we played Portland, in Portland.
Yeah.
And they play hard. Chauncey has them playing hard. And that's one of the things that you want to look for when you see you have a coach. And if everything is kind of aligning, at least you want to put a product out there that when you come to the game, that you could maybe possibly get some wins.
Yeah.
That, and maybe it's not, you're not the best team out there, but you playing hard as a motherfucker. I don't know about Philly.
The Bad News Bears playing good, Eddie.
Philly doesn't make sense compared
hard.
to the Portland.
Yeah, Philly just had everybody hurt, but the Bad News Bears, they was playing hard as shit.
Was it the Bad News Bears? Huh?
No, the Bad News Bears was weak. They was
playing hard though. They was playing hard.
They just put it
didn't
together.
have it. They didn't
put
have
it together. No, I'm telling you, it's a difference when you watch. Mike, you know this, and Ty, you know this too. When you go out there, if you watch a basketball game, you see it with your own eyes, and you see like, damn, them motherfuckers ain't really even competing out there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, shit, what the fuck? They just out there right now. They just trying to finish the season, or I mean, and it could be early in the year. And then you also see somebody that's a team that's out there competing that's just not good enough. You know what I'm saying? They just don't have enough pieces and enough talent to actually compete with the team that they're playing against. So those are two different things.
Two different things, for sure. For sure.
So I'm saying that the Portland Trailblazers, they were out there fucking competing. I seen the Sixers. I seen the Sixers, and I don't see them competing like that. You know what I mean? And I know they've been hurt.
But they were also hurt a lot too, Eddie. All three of them, though. So
why you sign the motherfucker that signed all the motherfuckers that got hurt all the time?
That's a good point. So good point. So Mike, the Kings fired Mike Brown, which I think Mike Brown is also a really good dude, really good coach, and a great leader. But Doug, why haven't? Well, first of all, I don't want to ask a question because we don't know. But do you think Doug is worthy of getting that interim tag taken off?
I wish it was taken off when he first came in.
No doubt.
You could see the passion he has for them. You could see he had them playing hard. But it's hard to trade the face of your franchise in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
You play a certain way the whole time, and then you get one of the two best ISO players in the NBA now. The ball's not going to Sabonis anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a lot of standing still, a lot of ISO for DeRozan, ISO for Levine. But they changed, and Doug has a winning record there in the games that he had.
Yeah.
And to be put in that situation of what he's in, I think he's done a hell of a job. And that ain't just because Doug's my friend. It's just he watching it. Anybody in that situation, who knows what could happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think Doug is a phenomenal leader, man, and he has the right temperament for a team like that. I think everybody will respect him because he was that guy who strapped up, did all the dirty work, guarded the best player, and it's always a level of respect for those type of guys. Eddie, which success story is the best of the season? I got 4 of them. Is it OKC winning 68 games? The Cavs winning 64 games, Detroit getting the 6th seed, or Houston getting the 2nd seed?
I would say the biggest success story is Houston. I would say that because nobody's seen this coming. You know what I mean? Like, it's not one. I wouldn't say none of us right here would think that Houston will be where they're at right now. You know what I mean? With what they had on their team.
Second in the West is real good, no doubt.
Yeah, second in the West is what they're doing. OKC, we could kind of see that brewing.
Yeah.
Last year, SGA, we know Chet was hurt. You know, they signed Hartenstein.
But 68 games is 68 games. You 2 away from 70.
Yeah,
no, 68
right.
games is 68 games. I mean, I've been the most winningest team I've been on. We won 66 games, and then came back the next year and won, I think, 62. So I'm saying that. But you see that coming. You know what I mean? You don't see what Houston did. You
okay.
Ime Udoka, how he has those guys playing. Now, do I think that they could go far in the playoffs? I don't know. That remains to be said because they're still youngsters. But they do got some OGs over there. You know what I'm saying? They got some OGs over there tied to that. So I would have to say Houston.
Houston. Okay, so I'm not surprised by Houston because I know Ime. And Ime is a dog, just a dog. And so typically the young team takes on the personality of your coach. And then I know Royale and those dudes. So all those dudes are dogs. So I'm not really surprised. What you think, Mike?
I have to go Detroit.
For real.
That's a good one, too.
Detroit been the bad since Chauncey and them. Chauncey, Ben Wallace, Rip, Rasheed. They've been bad since then. And for them to come and get a number 60, no one wants to go to Detroit. You know what I mean? I mean, there's nothing against the city or the team, but it ain't a place to be basketball-wise. You know what I mean? Even since they won those championships, I'd have to go with them. I think JB's done a hell of a job over there with getting them all together.
Say, man, Cade Cunningham made a statement, and he said, my goal is to be the best player in the world. He said, you will find a hard time finding 5-point guards better than me.
That's tough. Good confidence. That's what he's supposed to believe.
Yeah.
and that boy is a problem. That Texas boy, that Dallas boy is a problem.
Let me say
Just
this.
FYI.
Let me say this about that. The Knicks and Detroit, to me, is the most intriguing first round series that's out there. I know people might say in the East,
Yeah.
at least. People
Yeah.
might say the Pacers and Milwaukee because they got
Yeah.
the Pacers favored or whatever, but that's not the one that I'm really going to be paying attention to more than. I mean, I'm gonna pay attention to all of them, but I feel like Detroit got something up their sleeve.
Yeah.
You know, Detroit
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
something up their sleeve,
They
and
good and young, bro.
you be careful.
Yeah.
You be careful.
Yeah.
The New York Knicks got to be careful playing that team right there.
That's right. That's right. Sorry. All right, Mike. Which trade was the most impactful this year? Luka to the Lakers, AD to the Mavs, DeAndre Hunter to the Cavs, Jimmy to the Warriors, or De'Aaron to the Spurs?
Luka to the Lakers, I think.
For
It was
sure.
just I mean, I was talking bad about it at first. You know, I thought it was a big trade for the Mavs, and it turned out it was the other way around. But I mean, they're the 3 seed right now, right? And they just and they just made their way all the way up, man. I think him coming there maybe restarted his career. You know, what I mean, rejuvenated him to where okay, now I'm gonna give it all my all out there, and that's the way he's playing.
Eddie, who you think?
I got to go with Luka too. At the first time, I was like the same way with Mike. I'm like, damn. Okay, they got 2 on the ball dominators. You know, how is that going to work? And then how good is their defense going to be? They lost the back end of their defense with Anthony Davis with block shots. And, you know, a lot of times people just look at block shots, but it's also alternating shots, you know what I'm saying? Or making the guy not even want to try to get his shot off in the paint, you know, rebounding, all those things that I thought that was going to hurt. And then I was looking at Gafford, Lively, and Anthony Davis, and I'm like, damn, they got a lot of size over there. Kyrie over there, they gonna they gonna be all right over there. And then guys start getting hurt and falling off for the season and stuff, and hopefully they get well soon. Especially Kyrie. I think Lively is back, or he's going to be on his way back. But I thought it was a trade that worked for Dallas at first. But looking at it right now, how it's working out, I think the Lakers obviously have won this trade, and then they won the trade for the future as well. They got a guy that's he's 27 years old. So they're going to have a guy tied up for like 10 years.
Yeah, so for the future, I'm not sure, bro, because after LeBron leave, they still have to replace LeBron with the superstar. And getting superstars is not as easy as it sounds. So LeBron got
KD might be over there. It might be saying KD over there.
But KD is old too, though.
No, but KD's still out there.
I'm not saying old in a bad way. I'm talking about in the future, right? In the next 3 years, Luka still needs some help. The trade that I really love, bro, is De'Aaron to Wemby. To the Spurs. De'Aaron and the Spurs, and they add one more. And both of them are young. Both of them are arguably, that duo can be one of the best duos in the league. And there's not much to do in San Antonio outside of just hooping. And De'Aaron, Mike, you just seen it, man. That dude's a problem, man. And Wemby, obviously, he is literally the unicorn. So I don't know. And they have a great young supporting staff. Supporting players right now. So it's a bunch of potential there, man. Last but not least, man, trade these next 5 players. Kevin Durant, is he staying? Is he leaving? What do y'all think about him?
I think he's gone.
Gone?
He's out of the door.
For sure.
If I was him, if I was the Suns, I'll start over, man. Like I said, if I was Book, it's time to go somewhere else. Go
you said Book too.
Yeah, go get your shine on Book somewhere. Shit, send Book to LA. Book might be good in LA too. Just superstar. Have him go somewhere. It's a big town, maybe New York, LA, somewhere like that.
But neither one of them are free agents though. So the trade has to work.
It's
And
a
both
trade.
of them making a buttload of money.
But Trish should trade and get somebody young and get them in, get some draft picks. You don't have no draft picks this year.
Right.
And you know how you do that? You know how you do
How?
that, Mike? OKC has a boatload of draft picks, first round and second round. Kevin Durant going back to OKC. That will be something, that
Yeah.
I feel like that might be like the perfect marriage, especially they're knocking on the door right now. He could go right back there. And KD is a guy that could just mix in with any kind of play, with any team. You could just plant him in and he gonna mix in. So I would, if I was OKC, that's what I would be trying to do.
Yeah,
'Cause I got
KD.
a
All right.
boatload of
How
draft
about
picks.
How about Ball, LaMelo in Charlotte? Trade him, stay. He should demand a trade. What do y'all think?
I think he could stay. I mean, he's hurt a lot.
Yeah.
The teams ain't winning a lot. He'll just leave them there. Ain't nobody really worried about the Hornets.
I think it's time for. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Eddie.
No, I would think he just. I would say for him at this stage of his career, just be there, be a star there, and then you can move on after your contract is up.
Yeah, I think he needs a new environment, bro. Because Charlotte ain't going nowhere no time soon. And a new environment with vets or a new organization with championship standards, that's what he needs. His coach came out and said LaMelo needs to be stronger. So my question to the coach and the organization, what the hell y'all been doing all season? Has he been skipping out on weight room sessions or what? So you're asking him to be stronger. So what's your strength and conditioning coach doing during the whole season, during the whole off season? It's standards, bro. Like the culture. And so if I'm him, I'm trying to leave so I can really maximize my talent, maximize my career. Zion Williamson. Leave, stay. What y'all thinking?
He might need a new start too.
Yeah.
I don't think
I
New
don't
Orleans
fuck
is it
with
for
him.
me. Huh?
I ain't fucking with him.
Word.
I'm not fucking with him, man, because he ain't been able to be healthy. Think about it.
He sat out more games than he's played.
Man.
I can't fuck with that.
And that's crazy because
I can't
I said
mortgage
this
future
with
for
Jay
that.
Smooth, huh?
I can't mortgage my future for that.
Yeah. I said this with when we interviewed Jay Smooth. I think he's a generational talent. And then y'all really wasn't feeling that. But when he's healthy, bro, he's arguably one of the best power forwards in the game. Because he can't be stopped.
Ain't Joel Embiid the same way?
Yeah, good point. Yeah, good point. Eddie, I'm with you when you're right. You ain't right often. That's the problem. But I'm with you when you're right.
I ain't right often.
All right, Eddie. How about Giannis?
That's a tough one right there.
Yeah.
That's a tough one because especially he also said he want to stay there, right? So when you start talking and saying you want to be somewhere, then you got to go back on your word and you look bogus. That's a tough one. I think it depends on how this season finishes. If they finish like kind of strong, like they made some noise and then he was like, man, we was almost right there, I think he stayed. If he's not, I wouldn't be surprised to see him in New York.
What you think, Mike?
I think it's time for him to go somewhere else, get a new start.
Yeah.
And just like teams like that, like really ain't making no moves. They're still in the same spots.
Yeah.
They need to start making some moves. I think with them, I love Dame. I love the way Dame plays, but it's just time for, like Eddie said, I think he might be a good look in New York too.
Yeah. I'm a big Dame fan and Giannis. I just don't believe in their team. I don't know why, but Dame is dope. Dame got a lot of games, so does Giannis. But it's just something about the Bucks, like we're not really buying what they selling right now. Last but not least is Ja. If you Memphis, are you trading them? If you Ja, are you trying to get a new start? What's up with Ja?
Hell nah.
Hell nah, what?
If I'm Memphis, nah, I'm not getting rid of that. He the face of Nike, okay?
What face?
He's the face of Nike.
That boy ain't the face of Nike. Ain't nobody buying no Ja Morant.
Man,
The hell
they
you
put
talking about?
all that. They dropped Kyrie for him.
Bro, Ja Morant is a Nike athlete, but he's the face of Nike. Come on now.
Who the face
Goodness
of Nike?
gracious. It ain't Ja. I go with Sabrina or Asia Wilson before I go
Man,
with Ja
I
Morant.
ain't seen no Asia Wilson or Sabrina Ionescu commercials. I seen a job commercial with him in the sky. You seen that,
I ain't
ain't you?
seen that one.
You ain't seen that, Mike?
I ain't seen it.
You ain't seen the commercial where he's in the sky like this and he. Oh, y'all ain't watched enough TV. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Y'all watching tape because y'all coaches. I get it. You know what I mean? But look, real spill. He's the face of Nike. He's their new face of Nike, and that's what they're trying to push. But now, because of all the stuff that he's doing, he's kind of taking himself away from there. That's the reason why they dropped Kyrie and they put him on. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. I'm gonna send it to y'all. I'm gonna pull that commercial up and I'll send it to y'all so y'all see what I'm talking about. But he is, you can't. He is a box office.
He
He's
is.
box office.
Yep.
So when you could got people to just come to watch somebody, you can't trade that. You know, I don't know why Dallas did what they did, but they got another box office guy in Anthony Davis, though, to be honest with you. So it was unlike they traded him for a bag of stale chips and a flat soda, you know what I mean, when they traded Luka, but you can't get rid of Ja. I mean, you're in Memphis, it's a small market, you can't get rid of him.
You gotta keep him. I think you gotta keep him too. Like you said, I don't know if he's the face of Nike, but with that team, like Eddie said, small market superstar like that, he's the one selling tickets. You know, nobody else at that game selling tickets but him.
Yeah.
So
I'm not sure if I'm Memphis, man. I don't know how committed he is to change. You know, people think change is a negative word, man, but change and evolution is the same thing. I'm not sure how committed he is to evolving into the face of a franchise or the leader of a championship team. That would be my only concern if I'm Memphis. If they believe in him, phenomenal, because he is everything y'all just said. But he keep making like young person mistakes. You
Like
know,
what?
he
What do you
keep doing this.
what you mean by that though? Like on the court, he doing what he doing, and off the court, he ain't been getting fucked. He ain't
I'm
getting in
talking about
trouble.
on the court. When the commissioner sends you a warning or a message not to do something, and you do it the next game. Come on, man. Like what we talking about, man? Like this. I think some players think they're bigger than the game, and the game won't continue without you. And I think
Okay,
he has that mindset. You know what I'm
okay,
saying? And
I
so
can
that's
dig
my
that.
only concern. Basketball wise, he's super electric, and I love the dog, the toughness, everything about Ja. But if you're trying to win a championship, bro, like the standards are the standards. You can't negotiate with greatness, and greatness isn't only putting the ball in the basket, bro. Like you have to lead. You got to, if you're a superstar, that comes with leadership responsibilities. And I
Mike,
don't know if he's in that position or in that mindset to lead effectively. That's my
Mike,
only
you
issue with him.
Mike,
So,
you heard how my nigga said the commissioner.
it's this polo I'm wearing right now. That's it right now. To be honest with you, but say, man, I done talked to y'all long enough, man. I'm hungry. That's the end of this episode, man. Yo, thank y'all for liking, subscribing. Keep on supporting, man. We appreciate y'all very, very much. We are out.
I'm Mike Bibby.
I'm Ty Ellis.
I'm Eddie House, host of the Straight Game Podcast.
Each week we're bringing you real, raw conversations
About sports, life, and family.
Tap into Straight Game wherever you get your podcast. You can also watch all episodes on YouTube.